Also tonight, you've got this new report out on the health of American kids. This from the Trump administration calling for better nutrition, more exercise, and a review of vaccines and other medication. The health secretary, you see him there, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., calling chronic disease in kids an existential crisis for our country, saying the report's 128 recommendations are historic and unprecedented. But the report in it has a lot of stuff we already know. Things like, kids eat too many processed foods in this country. Most of them aren't exercising enough. They're being exposed to pesticides. Where the report stops short is of any regulatory action, like tightening some of the rules around some of this. Berkeley Loveless, our health reporter, is joining us now. Okay, let's start with what is in this report and then what is not in this report that stood out to experts.
Yeah, so it's very wide-ranging. There are 128 recommendations in here. So notably, it does not include gun violence or food insecurity, two major threats to children. But I think it can be boiled down basically into 4 categories. So public awareness around health threats to children, funding or around reforms, including around vaccines, working with private companies, and then investing in more research. And so as folks are pointing out about this, is that a lot of this have been either actions the administration has already taken or things that we already know. So, for example, with ultra-processed foods, they announced a plan to formally define what ultra-processed foods are. Administration already announced this before. It's not clear what type of action they're going to take after that. Root causes of autism, that was also announced at this meeting today. Once again, that was already announced. Artificial food dyes, once again, already announced. And then there was a lot of talk about just in terms of what regulatory actions they're going to take around pesticides and ultra-processed foods. These are huge, key things that Secretary Kennedy has announced before, but there really wasn't any meat around these regulatory actions at all.
What about meat around this issue of vaccinations? Because we have seen that. We've been talking about it over the course of the last week. Majorly big time in the spotlight with what Florida's doing, saying they're going to move away from vaccine requirements for certain diseases for kids in schools, questions over COVID shots this fall, et cetera.
So it's a little bit of the same. So they're calling it a so-called new vaccine framework. And so they're going to review the vaccine schedule for children. And so Kennedy has already moved to fire all the members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee for Children. So he's already made moves there as well. He also said he wants to reform vaccine injuries. So he says vaccine injuries have been hidden before. There's not a lot of public data around this, and he wants to make that more publicly available. I will note that there are 3 systems that the FDA and CDC use already for vaccine injuries. And so he wants to do more reform around that. But so far, it's been a lot of the same.
Can I ask you, Berkeley, there was a time years ago when former First Lady Michelle Obama made childhood health initiatives, one of her signature policy pushes, talking about nutrition, movement, et cetera. She faced some pushback and some criticism on that. Is Secretary Kennedy getting the same kind of pushback?
So that's been mentioned a lot. So I think he is perhaps getting some pushback from the industry. This bill or report does not go as far on ultra-processed foods or pesticides as many people are hoping, so he could be getting some pushback there. I think he does have more Republican support than former First Lady Michelle Obama had when she was pushing for this reform as well.
Berkeley Loveless, our health reporter, thank you very much. Plenty for you to watch on your beat, too. Appreciate that.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.